Tiffin University spring football game here, 2018 style, and that means alumni, celebrity coaches, and we have another alumni with us, Ron Trbovich, class of 1993, here to coach some Tiffin University spring football. We couldn't have better weather for this, could we?
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, it's beautiful out, finally.
So you're here. You're here coaching football here again. Your class of 1993. You were a first-team All-District player in 1992. Talk a little bit about how this football program has changed from what you're looking at out here from what you saw when you were playing as a Dragon.
Oh, it's night and day. I mean, going Division II, having real facilities, that they practice in, and great locker rooms. I mean, it's just totally different from when we were here. We were trying to build a program. The kids were just as high caliber and great athletes, but it's nothing like this.
You said you're trying to build a program. You did build a program because of what work you guys did. Is what laid the foundation for what Coach Gary Goff's doing here. Talk a little bit about Coach Goff and the progress he's really made with this program. Think about where it was when he got here to where it is now. He's done a fantastic job.
Oh, without question. The size and the speed. I reintroduced myself to Tiffin about 3 years ago. Best thing I've ever done. I've had a great time. But just watching the size and the speed of these kids, the accolades, they're starting to play with big-time programs and win some of those games. The win against Ashland, last year or 2 years ago, was amazing. Yeah. Ranked second in the country, and they handled them pretty good. So those type of things is what's going to continue to get to the next level.
I was looking at your interview that was on the GoTiffinDragons.com website and some of the things you talked about from your playing time here. And one of the names you mentioned, he was recently inducted in the Athletic Hall of Fame last fall, Graham Ryan. You mentioned Graham and how much he meant to you. I mean, he was here from day one when this football program started until he retired, but I bet he's in the stands tonight. Talk about Grammy and your relationship you have with him when you were a player.
Yeah, well, Grammy and Sam Catrulio, right, mm-hmm. Sammy, they were cornerstones, man. Every time you showed up to the locker room, they were there. If you need something, they got it for you. They just cared. They just cared about Tiffin. They cared about us, the student athletes. Sam Catrulio's nephew was actually my high school basketball coach. Okay. And I came here to play basketball at Tiffin originally. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of neat to have his uncle, and every time I went back home to talk to Coach Catrulio about his uncle, and Sammy was just the nicest guy in the world. And, what would the locker room be if it didn't smell like cigar smoke and chicken wire,
Right. Now, another thing I noticed in that conversation that was at GoTiffinDragons.com, the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers, they score the touchdowns. Yeah. The defensive backs make the interceptions. The defensive linemen and linebackers get the sacks. But you said you played offensive lineman because that's where the smart people played. Explain yourself.
Well, I mean, at any time, at any snap, we might have one of 6 responsibilities. It's not just chase football and make tackle. Right. We actually have to use our heads and work as a team, have some synergy. And I was blessed. I got, to the right of me was Craig Durr, Hall of Famer. Right to the left of me was Chris Deal, Luke Camadas before him. Great players. Had a tailback that was to die for, Brian DiLiberto. I mean, still I think has every record here. So, when I played, I was blessed to have great people around. Dale Stevens on the right side. I can go on and on and on, right? I mean, it was a good time to be here. It's a fun time to play.
Well, it's a fun time for me as well because I was not working for Tiffin University at the time. I was just a Tiffin resident as a fan. I used to come to your guys' games, go out to Mohawk High School when you guys played out there. And you mentioned Brian DiLiberto. That guy, you could give him the ball 45 times a game. And how great was it as an offensive lineman knowing if I do my job just a little bit, this guy's good enough that he can break one at any time.
Yeah, there were plays literally that we'd run 6-7 times in a row. Power hour right 36. And everyone on the right side was so good that when I would pull, I would never get touched. And half the time, the will linebacker never showed up. So I got to pull, make a turn, I'd feel a hand on my back, I'd hit a strong safety, then he's gone. Wow. Right? So, I mean, it was so neat to have a good offensive line like that and to have a tailback that just knew what to do with the football.
Yep. You guys had a good football team. We scored a lot of points on the football field, won a lot of games as well. Now you're coaching against Coach Richards today. I know you know him pretty well. Probably knows what he likes to do in the football field. He's over there. He can't hear us. Yeah. Any secrets, you can give him out. This isn't going out on, he'll see this after the fact. Tell us something we might see here today. It may be a little bit of a surprise for Coach Richards.
Well, he's old school. He's going to be ground and pound. I don't think he knows how to throw the football 3 yards on a cloud of dust. So we're just going to keep him off balance a little bit. We'll throw the football on my side because, that's how you score points now. And they gave me a play sheet before the game, and we ran a pro-style offense. So they gave me this spread option. I just let me say run or pass. Right. They're going to do the rest. But we're not worried about him. He's old school.
You played here a while ago. You're here for this now. You're a Tiffin University alum. You're alum of the football program. Tell us what it means in your heart to be a Dragon.
Well, I loved it. I knew I was going to be a Dragon from the time I was a sophomore in high school. My brother came here. He was an All-American basketball player.
Yeah.
I wanted to play with him as I did in high school. So it was real easy for me, but it means a lot. I mean, to watch the campus grow, to watch the sports programs grow. I had a great time the 5 years I was here. So, again, I just love the place. It did a lot for me, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Well, thanks for coming back and being a part of this. It's going to be a fun night, and if nothing else, just go out there and have a little fun.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. Thank you very much for having us.